Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tosi. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to cut this particular peplum top. There are two ways to cut this particular peplum top because one is lower, that's longer than the other. So you can either cut it as a 360-degree or you cut it as a 720-degree. I cut mine as a 720-degree as you are going to see in this video. So the first thing is to determine my start line. I inserted my measurements, that's my shoulder measurement, went down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. So once I was done with that, I also inserted my armhole measurements. Once I was done with my armhole measurements, I connected it to my shoulder measurement as you can see in this video. Now take note that once I'm done with inserting all my measurement, that is when I will determine whether I'll cut it as 360 or 720. Then I went ahead to insert my bust measurement. My bust measurement here, I added 2 inches extra for the sewing allowance, but I went here. What I'm doing in this video is that I determined my half length measurement. My half length measurement plus 1 inch for the sewing allowance. I inserted 3 extra inches for the waist measurement. So that means that my waist measurement plus that's quarter of my waist measurement plus 3 inches. I have an online class, an online turban class, where you learn how to cut different types of turban. As you can see in this flyer, it is just 5,000 naira. I also have an abaya class, which is just 7,000 naira for you to learn how to cut and sew different types of abaya. So I'm done cutting the back piece. Then I'm going to use the back piece to cut the front piece because the front piece in this particular style has the zip. So I'm going to leave 2 inches extra for the zip allowance. That's the place I'm going to need for the zip. I'm going to leave 2 inches allowance for the zip. Once I'm done with that, I'll just use the back piece to cut the front piece. I'll just make sure that everything is accurate, that my measurement is accurate, that everything is just accurate for me to use. So I'm just trying to confirm that my 2 inches is what I have from the shoulder measurement to the waist measurement. Then I'll cut it out. For the neck width measurement for the back piece, I used 3.5 inches by 1 inch. For the front piece, I used 3.5 inches by 4 inches. Like I said earlier, there are two ways you can cut this peplum blouse. So for the flare part, you can cut it in two ways, either for 360-degree or 720-degree. I will cut 720-degree. That means I'm going to divide my waist measurement, my waist circumference into 8. So 32 inches is my waist circumference divided by 8. So whatever I get is the radius that I'm going to mark. That is what I marked the first time. Then I'll go ahead and mark my length, the length of my flare. That is my full length of my peplum blouse minus my half length. The full length of my peplum blouse minus my half length, whatever it is I get, that is what I'm going to use. So this part that I cut, this first one I cut, is for the front piece, and I also added 1 inch extra so that I can use it for the zipper allowance. So the radius I got initially is 4 inches, but I cut out 5 inches so that I can use it for the zipper allowance. To cut the remaining part of the flare, I'm going to use the first one that I cut to cut out the second part. But you know that the other flare is longer, so I'm going to make sure that this is also longer. However, you have to be careful so that it not give you one kind of funny shape. So this part that I'm using, instead of cutting it from the sideways, make yours longer. Do you understand? Make it longer. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying. Don't cut it from this, don't make it longer from this side that I used mine. Make yours from this side, from the side that I'm currently working on. Make it on that side. Don't make it to the sides, make it to the down part. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So just cut it out, and that's you have the flare for the back piece. So once I was done cutting all the flare, I went ahead to line my half length. Then I want to show you how you can insert your dart. So for this dart, I marked out the points where I need for my zipper. So from the point of the zip, I went ahead to insert my nipple to nipple measurement. Then I ruled it out. I ruled it together. The length of my dart is 5 inches. The next thing for me to do is to cut the sleeve. Note that my own sleeve is not going to be as long as the one in the picture because I don't like the length of that sleeve. So I prefer mine to be just on my elbow. So that just works for me.